What's up, guys? It's Edward Triggerhands here. I'm playing as Demolisher with Mungry and Turtle. We having a little Fall of Cybertron discussion, so yeah, you guys can say what's up.
Hey yo!
What's up?
Don't sound
And
too
we will be
happy,
talking,
Turtle.
what, multiplayer for the most part?
Probably, yeah. I feel like that's
Yeah.
what everyone cares the most about at the moment. So
Okay. So who's got a good topic out of the three of us? Start this. I'm pretty not prepared.
I say we touch on weapon balance real quick. What do you think? What do you guys think that's gonna be like when it first hits, or how long do you think it'll take them to address any balance issues?
I think it's going to take them a while just because it looks like there's a ton of weapons and it's going to be virtually impossible to balance everything out right away. I also noticed that the weapons seem like better than before. Like right away I noticed that it takes a lot to kill somebody, which is actually better because then each weapon can kind of be balanced more precisely instead of just having one-shot weapons. And how do you balance a one-shot weapon? So I think we'll be better with the balance overall.
Yeah, and I think it makes them, to me at least, it makes them feel more like giant robots. That it takes longer for everyone to die, because in War for Cybertron there was a little bit of the factor that they die quickly for being, giant robots. Despite like the scientists being weak and stuff, but still I felt like all the characters overall died a little too quickly. So I like that they added like the shield and things like that. So.
Yeah, I agree. Turtle, your thoughts?
Are we talking about like weapon balance,
Yeah,
like
or
EMP
just like,
shotgun and magma frag?
Yeah,
or
things like that. Just like weapon balance in general.
Just whatever you think.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in how the heavy weapons are going to play out and if those are going to be the unbalanced ones or not.
Like the
that's what I'm
missiles
interested in.
and-
Yeah, the missile launcher. I
explosions.
can't really think of what are the other ones? I only know the missile.
I would
launcher
guess
thing.
that like Chaos Rifkin Buster, the one that explodes over your head. I think that's what it's called with the
Oh, is that
meteorite
what
shower.
that is?
Yeah, and
thought
there's
that was-
also the
okay.
one for isn't there one that like shoots electricity?
Yeah, that one looks pretty. That one looks cool for the campaign. I don't know about how that will tie into multiplayer. If it's just gonna leech on everybody around, and you're gonna be like overkill.
Yeah,
I thought
feel
something
like
made
that's-
something made a black hole. I remember seeing that somewhere.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one except for like the first time they showed Optimus using it a long time ago.
Yeah, it sucks everyone into it and then it explodes. I think so. That could be a problem.
that's pretty.
Eats you up.
That feels like, yeah, that's in multiplayer.
I don't know.
I would guess like everything's in. I mean, we played through this campaign, and there's every weapon in multiplayer, so I wouldn't
I
think
feel
that
like
they
a
would
giant black
discriminate.
hole that sucks everyone in is going to be a huge problem in multiplayer.
Yeah. I'm not sure like the range on it. Like I don't know how far away you had to be before you start getting like pulled towards it.
Yeah.
Because you can pull like people around corners with that thing, so that might be crazy.
Yeah, I would have to guess that they would think about that and adjust. That.
Yeah, or because in modes like Power Struggle, you just shoot that into the ring and
Yeah.
just destroy everyone in there. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be. Let's move on here. And you mentioned a mode like Power Struggle. I'm looking forward to seeing all these different modes. We didn't see Headhunter. We didn't see anything
Yeah.
but Conquest or Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch.
Yeah.
In the things. So I'm kind of curious to see how everything else will play out because I thought it played kind of slow. And with the 6v6 setting, I was kind of expecting something a little bit faster.
Yeah, maybe. What was the gameplay we saw? Was that people playing it at Comic-Con, or was that like game testers, or people who've been playing like the Fall of Cybertron, like High Moon Studios crew, or
That
what
was Comic-Con people.
was? Because I feel like Comic-Con people, there's probably a lot of people there who haven't really played the game before, and so maybe it was just a little slower because people are getting used to the game, or things like that.
That's
I
very
feel like,
true. They also
I feel
need
like that
to
could be a
like.
factor.
What you said is they need to have better interviewers on top of that. They
Yeah.
always seem to have somebody asking them a question that has nothing to do with Transformers, and they're like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
I hated that. Is it IGN? Yeah, IGN one where the guy's like, oh, there's gonna be like Dinobots and Insectobots in there or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
so for you Transformers fans, I guess that's cool or not. I don't know.
It's like have someone who's like
What?
interested in the game to do the interviews, or have someone who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
IGN, they
Heard
just
the same interview.
Yeah, that's IGN. That's like the 5th time that week that I saw someone report on something they didn't know about.
yeah.
So what were we even saying? I was gonna ask for your take on that too, Turtle. What were we even saying?
Game modes?
Oh yeah, game modes. You don't care. I know. You just only play team
deathmatch and team deathmatch, as long as those are.
And
in
there's
there.
people like that, and they can't really screw that up anymore because
Yeah.
they've been doing that forever.
And
But I would
hope-
like to see the game modes updated over time and with more and more, like Halo or Modern Warfare does.
Yeah, I think so. I hope they do like in Halo 4. I don't know if you guys saw. There's like a new game mode. It's like it's a free for all game mode, and everyone fends for themselves, and then whoever's like doing the best. There's like I think it's probably like what Headhunt. Did they release details on Headhunter?
Only the
Because
achievements that we've heard.
it's like whoever's doing the best, they put there's like a price on their head, or there's like they're a special target. So whenever, like, if I'm in first place, then there'll be like a mark over my head, and I'll be like a high priority target. So then it makes everyone kind of focus in on one person, and it kind of centralizes the action throughout the whole game.
That would be cool.
I feel like
Is that what
that'd
that
be
is?
cool.
Because I didn't really know. I know
That'd be a
they
cool way
said
to play free-for-all.
Headhunter, but yeah, I
yeah,
didn't know what that
I don't
meant.
know if that's what Headhunter is going to be, but or if
Oh,
it's
so you don't know what
Headhunter.
Headhunter is?
No, I just think that'd be a cool game mode. I didn't know
Oh.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
like
think-
I saw Headhunter on the achievements, but I didn't like. Is that? I
Headhunter,
can't remember
I'll
the,
explain it to
the
you quick.
reach mode. Is that the
I'm
skull
guessing-
collecting thing?
Yep. Alright, so you know it. And I'm going to tell
Okay.
everybody for the audience real quick.
Like-
If you don't know
like
what
Halo
Headhunter
Reach?
is, you kill someone,
Yeah.
their head pops out of their skull, you run and pick it up, and the more you have, the bigger number gets above your head, and so people will start hunting you down. It's a team base, so it's 2 teams, and then you got to run and collect it to a certain point, and that point randomly moves. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was going to be
That's a
like
quick
that
breakdown on
because
that.
it's called that, or if it's going to be like what Edward was
guessing.
saying with like the bounties on like the player that's doing the best, and that is like the Headhunter.
that would be a cool mode too.
Yeah, and it's always
'Cause I
it's
hate
a good
Headhunter
mode.
and Reach, so.
Yeah, and there's like the game type I was talking about. It's just cool because, and then if you're doing really well, you can't like camp somewhere. You always have to stay on your toes, and you always have to be constantly moving. So it's just a good game mode, especially for a deathmatch setting.
Yeah. Okay, let's kind of switch gears a little bit. The mechanics. Let's talk about that because I didn't really like get to talk about mechanics too often before, and I'd like to get your guys' takes on that. Now, we noticed the sprint in there being used. The maps seem to be adjusted with wideness for that, and with the sprint in there, I'm going to go ahead and say that's going to give a huge advantage towards the scientist because he is going to be mobile on the ground now and in air, and he's going to be the only one like that. So I think that sprint really benefits the scientist. What do you guys think about these sprints?
I feel the same way. I feel like it could really help out the scout too, because before, like in War for Cybertron, I mean, you could go invisible and use your dash and stuff, but the scout's like just at a huge disadvantage, as well as the scientist. I feel like it's gonna help a lot. I'm just interested to see how it plays out with transforming, because I do feel like it would kind of there's not really motivation to transform into vehicle mode if you can just sprint around everywhere. So I'll just be interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I already
Well, I
had
know
zero
there's,
like,
motivation to, I got zero motivation, man. Tongue twister. Zero motivation to transform as it is, so now that they added sprint, I know I'm just going to be sprinting everywhere.
There's going to be I say there's going to be advantages to both because you sprint, there's a delay. Like when you can't just sprint and shoot while you're sprinting.
Because it's like roadie running. I think what they did is they took that from Gears of War. Like in Gears of War, when you're roadie running, which is their version of sprinting, it's like your character, like, he like crouches down and starts running, and it's harder for you to turn, and you can't just like shoot right away as soon as you let go of the sprint button. So it's like
they said it was tough to turn too. A couple of articles I was reading, which is good. I think that's good for the sprint because you're gonna have to make a decision. Either you're gonna want to go for the sprint, get that slight delay, and use your more powerful weapons, and you can be able to use your abilities instantly, or you can drive in a car and have quicker access to your car guns and be able to move around corners better.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's going to be a trade-off and situational.
I agree, and it's also going to be like we were talking about with game modes. I think it'll be dependent on game modes whether or not you're going to be transforming a lot or things like that. Like I think to get to like in game modes like Power Struggle and even Conquest, when you're constantly moving from like objective to objective, you're going to want to trade off between sprinting and like your vehicle mode or just your dashing, just to get around corners and to get across like long areas. I think it'll be a trade-off. You'll have to balance them both out and use both the abilities. So
exactly, and you have to be smart about it. I mean, if you're out of ammo in your robot form, you're gonna want to use your vehicle. If you're not, there's more chance you're gonna want to use your sprint. So I think it's brings some extra strategy to it, which will be kind of cool. We'll see how it plays out. I just hope that each class has different speeds, and obviously the Scout would be the fastest. It would be ridiculous if the Scout was the same speed as like the Soldier or the Demolisher, the Titan, or whatever the new names are. I'm gonna have a trouble with those names.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm gonna drop an ammo beacon up here where you guys
sounds
are.
good. Turtle, any thoughts on any other mechanics that you've noticed or anything?
Did we talk about the roll yet? Everyone being able to evade?
Nope.
Because that looks awesome. And like I said before, it's a big part in Revenge of the Fallen to evade constantly, pretty much. That's what separates like the better players from the newer ones, is you can tell when people stop evading, or if they don't choose to evade, then they get killed a lot more easily. So I'm wondering if that's going to play as big of a part in Fall of Cybertron as it does in Revenge of the Fallen.
What do you think about this, though? I saw the evade being used, or the dash side to side. Now the Scout, I saw dash left and right. The bigger classes, the Soldier, or the Titan and the Demolisher, I saw roll.
Right.
And I saw the Scientist roll. But I saw the Scout do the strafe left and right. Do you think that's going to depend on what body type you pick, or like in the customization, or do you think it's going to just be like that and the Scouts going to for some reason have the side to side?
I think it'll be class based. I think it's going to be probably the Titan and the Demolisher will have the roll, and
but the Scientist also has the roll.
The Scientist not. Maybe they just left it to the Scout. The Scout's gonna have the dash, and all the bigger classes are gonna have the roll. I think that makes sense.
You think because the Scout's smaller and it's it would be way too compact for him to roll?
No, I think
it'd be harder to hit.
Maybe, but I think that it's just part of the Scout. Like the way you play as the Scout, you don't really like when you see like I don't know, when you would see like Bumblebee or something run around, I don't think he's like doing too many barrel rolls. I think they're like just the Scout as a character is more inclined to do a dash than an actual roll.
Okay. Here, I'll revive you quick. I'll get you.
Yeah, in Revenge of the Fallen, Optimus and Ironhide, they roll, and like someone like Bumblebee, they do a little jet dash with like jet boots. So they have that in there too. So it's kind of something I've grown accustomed to, I guess, and I kind of expect.
Yeah, to me it kind of makes sense that like the bigger characters would just do a roll, and then the smaller ones have a dash.
Yeah.
But it could be body type, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see to find out about that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that either you guys noticed that you want to touch on?
Mechanics.
The grenade thing is kind of weird to me. How they made it an ability. That's
let's move on to abilities.
Yeah, I feel like the grenades they're gonna be a lot less popular in this game than they were in War for Cybertron.
Turtle and I were talking about that yesterday, and we said they better be good if you're gonna replace the ability.
Because you only have one ability now, so if you're gonna sacrifice an ability to get a grenade, they better do some work.
Yeah, I agree. Wow, where are you guys dead? Oh, I'm dead.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Oh no, did we just lose?
Probably.
Maybe. Did we all die?
I'm down.
Uh-oh.
Turtle, are you down?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, let's just start another one up after this, Edward. And then I don't think Turtle has the second DLC, so just pick a different map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing. We can talk about the abilities, but let's also I didn't see anything on perks in there. Did any of you guys see any perks?
No, and I didn't see perks, and there's no kill streaks, or is that just the build?
No. I saw the video I put up before. If you watch the scout, I saw a little icon. Somebody pointed it out. Can't remember who. I saw a little icon on the bottom, and it was like up on the D-pad, and it gave the scout the exact symbol of Energon Recharger, and you could see that he was healing extremely fast. Like, it would look like a really strong kill streak because he was getting just destroyed by 2 people, and he ended up getting the double kill. So I'm guessing that had to be one of his kill streaks being used.
Okay.
I don't know what else that would have been.
Yeah, because I didn't really
It looked
see.
exactly like it.
I didn't really see too many kill streaks, and I was reading stuff, and I didn't really see anyone talking about him either. So that was interesting to me.
Hey, let's go to Pulse. Can we do Pulse?
Yeah.
Let's fight those tanks right away. Those are always fun.
Okay.
I don't have that.
I'll be Zeta.
So are you guys okay with
you
the
don't
kill
have Pulse?
streaks?
No.
Oh, I thought you had first DLC pack. Isn't that Pulse?
I don't think so.
What's the other Autobot one?
There's Forsaken.
Oh, Forsaken. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that then.
Okay. I'll be Zeta Prime.
Okay.
Back on the ability thing, the grenades, I feel like if they go the same path they did in this game, that like with the scout having the EMP grenades and the soldier having the flak, I feel like some scouts could be inclined to use the grenades, just because if you're zipping around and dashing and going invisible, throwing an EMP grenade to stun someone is actually really helpful. So I don't know, I feel like that's one that I could look to that might not be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I mean, they better be pretty good if you're gonna exchange an ability. Turtle was saying, you were talking to me earlier about that. You were like, are we just gonna see somebody just spamming, or like a team like coordinating grenades on one person?
Well, you said you thought they came back pretty slow. I think they come back pretty fast. And there might be like, if perks are in there, they might have like something to make them come back even faster. So
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, I didn't really like, to me in War for Cybertron, I wasn't really affected by grenades too much. I mean, playing as like a scientist or something like that, like if a soldier throws out a grenade like when he's about to die and you're weak, yeah, it'll kill you, but I never really had a problem except for the scouts EMP grenades. Like, those are just annoying, Yeah.
I'm the same way. Like Halo Reach, I get destroyed by grenades. But like in Transformers, I don't even notice that they're in here half the time. And like you said, except for the EMP grenade, and that's just a temporary like annoyance.
Yeah, and when I think of Transformers, I don't think of them running and throwing grenades and stuff. So it's not really like, if they took them out of the game completely, I wouldn't have even batted an eye at it. Like, it's not a big deal to me. Yeah. So, but
I hope that they don't have that thing for thermal mines though, because is somebody just gonna run around like and evade all contact and just start laying thermal mines everywhere?
I think
hide in a corner with
if they did that though. If they did that though, I'm pretty sure they would do it like kind of like Call of Duty. You can only have like 2 claymores down at once, and then they blow up if you place a third. I think that
I hope so.
If they did anything like that, then that would be how that would have to play out. Because if they did it to where you can just run around laying thermo mines everywhere, that'd be a big mistake on their part. So
yeah. All right, let's talk about some abilities quick that we saw. The one that I saw, and Turtle, I don't know if you saw it, I don't know if you saw it, Edward, is the hover ability from Megatron. And he now hovers up, he gets the increase in damage, and then if you want to get out of that hover, you can either transform, let it come down by itself, or you can press the ability a button again, and you get like an epic ground pound coming down. Which makes the hover ability a lot better.
Yeah, I think that would make me more inclined to choose the hover ability, because in this game I never use hover. I don't know. I mean, I know Turtle uses it, but I never use the hover ability.
Yeah, I just go.
I've seen you use it before, but I never use it. So maybe that could help. That like. That's one of those things, like, more, does the ground pound, do you know if it like does a lot of damage, or if it sends out like a little EMP blast? I feel like it would send out some EMP blast or something to like stun you, or
it looked like it just did damage from what I saw.
So that might be another one of those things that's good in like Power Struggle, or you know what I mean? Like, you're hovering in the hill, and then like when they come in, you just ground pound down and do like some damage to everyone.
It also makes it useful to me because when I get that done to me and I'm close to the guy, I'll run directly under them so that they can't shoot down.
Yeah.
On me, like so that it's impossible. So I make them like try to turn around and they have no angle. I'll go underneath them and shoot at their feet upwards, and that'll totally stop me from doing that. They can just pound down on my face, you know.
Yeah,
That sounds terrible.
No, I agree though. That's yeah. So
Turtle, your thoughts on pounding down on faces?
Well, it's pretty funny because that's, you know, not to bring it up again, but that's what I do in Revenge of the Fallen. Like, when I hover, if I'm ever getting shot at or if someone runs underneath me, I just hold down the X button and you do the ground pound. And I do that to, like, get out of the sky quicker, but also it helps if there's anyone ever under you. But I also saw someone because someone told me that it was completely overhauled, like, a couple of months ago. And, he said you can fly around while you're doing that. Like, did you see that? Like,
I don't know if they were just
fly a
demonstrating
little
like the ground pound. I saw him like move a little bit, but I think every time he did it, he like ground pounded right away to kill a bunch of people. I think they were kind of showing that off.
Yeah, because the way the guy like said it in the comments, it sounds like you can like fly around kind of while you're doing it.
Like you can move while you're hovering.
Yeah, just not like super fast, not like flying around, but you'll be able to not be rooted like, you know, like you were.
Okay.
With the hover in this
I
game.
feel like they're gonna make everything a little bit better, just so that people are more like it's more tempting to use more than one ability. Like when you play a leader class in War for Cybertron, or when you see one, all you see is War Cry and like that ball that slows you down and does damage and stuff. Like that's all I see on leaders, and so I'm hoping like everything else will be a little bit better, so that it'll be a real like decision when you're sitting there like, okay, if this class, you know, has these abilities or these perks, then, you know, what do I want to do? So
Speaking of that, we saw one of the leaders like improved abilities is the new barrier, which you can now shoot through if you lay it down.
That's that worries me a little.
Worries me a little bit too, but I'm thinking that'll be like the most time you'll see that have a clear advantage is if you're fighting somebody at a distance and there's no cover for that person, and then you put that down and then you're pretty much gonna win. I mean, you won't always win, I guess, but there's a good chance you're gonna win that battle because you're gonna be pretty much invincible. Or they're gonna put that down. We don't know if we were talking about what if your whole team can like shoot through it, because
that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, and he could just snipe or something, and then you could just have like your leader just sitting there waiting and be like, "Come at me," you know?
Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll. Yeah, I think it'd be okay if just the person who put it down can shoot through it, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't last as long. Or, you know, maybe it's weaker, it's easier to destroy, like it doesn't take as many shots
someone pointed out in
to
the comments, I forget where, but they said maybe like shooting through it actually weakens it. So if you choose to shoot through it, maybe that'll make it go away faster. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. It's like if you choose to shoot out of it, cool. That would make it go away quicker. That'd be a big balance. Yeah, so that'd be like the trade-off, like either hide behind it and you'll be safe, or like use it to shoot through for a couple of cheap shots.
Yeah, that sounds good. What about kind of switching topics? What about all the speculation on a demo? Because I've been seeing it in the comment sections everywhere a lot, that there's a demo coming out. But don't you guys think it's a little too late for a demo to be coming out?
I think that's just hopes. You know.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I mean, it's a month away. Their game's done. I mean, they don't need to test the servers. They already have this game up. They're using the same server. The only thing that they would test is host migration. It's like, so they're gonna have a bunch of people in there and then just like boot somebody out that's the host.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited about host migration. Like that was one of the things that this game always needed, and I'm like all the Transformers games need it. Like Dark of the Moon, this War for Cybertron. It's just but all have needed it, and so I'm really happy that they're doing that.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I wonder if they'll do, I wonder if it's just when they quit. Because I hate when like somebody comes in and plays from like Walmart, and then it's like extremely laggy. I wonder if they'll just migrate the host like right away if they're playing on like dial-up internet. because that's kind of
some guy, I forget which game.
You're paying more for dial-up these days than you are for cable.
Yeah.
Come on, get with the times.
I forget what game I was playing
Ammo
recently.
Beacon.
I think it might have been Ghost Recon, maybe. And it would be a really laggy game, and then it would let it go on for like a minute, and then it would decide, all right, hold on, we're migrating, and then it would give it to someone else who has a terrible connection. Then it would go through like 3 or 4 hosts, and it's like, all right, now we'll pick like a good one, like 5 minutes in the game, and I'm like, finally, it's playable.
I really wish every game would just go ahead and do dedicated servers like Gears of War, because Gears of War,
Revenge of the Fallen,
Gears of War 3 and Gears of War, like Gears of War 3 with dedicated servers and without dedicated servers is a completely different game.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just so much better. And it's funded by Activision, so I don't see why they couldn't. I mean, Activision's just money hungry and they don't want to spend any money unless they're going to make money off of it. So, but I just wish that they would do dedicated servers, because it would just help so much. It would just make everybody happy and everything better.
I just hope they don't shut down Revenge of the Fallen servers for Dark of the Moon or Fall of Cybertron.
I wonder who's paying for those servers. Still.
I honestly don't know.
I don't think they will though, because it's not the same company.
It's like,
I wonder
if Armored Soccer is paying for that.
But now that
That
like the
guy's
studio
paying,
that made it
it's
got
always
shut
on.
down, and it was published by Activision, I'm wondering where those servers are and who's maintaining them. Whoever is, I'm thankful to you because I love that game. So
It's got to be Armored Soccer, that guy that's always on.
Nah, I think it just like evolved into its own life form, and it's just a power strip transformer.
Or maybe it just doesn't cost any money at all to run, so Activision doesn't even notice that they're spending money on it.
They're like, oh, there's this thing like costing $1. Like, should we look into that? Nah.
Yeah, it's like, we're losing maybe $10 a month. Maybe we should look into what game this is.
All right, what do you guys most look character-wise, like class-wise? What are you most looking forward to between like what class you want to play the most and why? I guess.
I loved playing as the scout in War for Cybertron when the game first came out, when it was a little OP. Because, I don't know, it's just fun to just sneak around and come up on people and just kill them. But I feel like after they updated the game and they nerfed it a little bit, it wasn't as easy to play as the scout. So I'm hoping that'll be a little easier to play as the scout class, because I don't know, there's just something about it that I really like. And the soldier class, the demolisher, no, the Titan. That's one of my favorite classes too. So,
how about you, Turtle?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they made the scientists more like combat ready, or not. I don't know what I just said. Medic ready. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's more focused around healing, possibly. And like, if I don't have my combo of shockwave and drain, then that's gonna like ruin that for me, I think. So I probably have to.
Only one ability.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna have to like move on to another class. And I guess the Titan, just because I think they look cool, and I never really played as the soldier too much in this game. I still don't think I have like a level 25 soldier, still, or 50, whatever the max level is. So
yeah,
I think I'll try that out.
You know, I give a different answer for this question every time because I keep thinking of different things. But I almost want to say I'm looking forward to trying out the Destroyer just to see if he's going to live up to the destroying name. I want to see if that leader is gonna still be the overpowered person in the game or not, if they actually listened and balanced it out, because I will be disappointed if I go in with the Destroyer and go like 50-2 and repeated games over and over. I'll be like, come on, you know?
I'm almost scared to try to play as them because I don't want to know if
you don't want to know how good
it
could be.
It's like I almost don't want to even try it just to see, because I know if they didn't change it, I'm going to be so disappointed. So I'm kind of scared to try them out.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to have, there's no way they could have gone on with War for Cybertron for all this time without knowing how OP that class is. Yeah. So, if they didn't change it, then we need some change in the communication department at High Moon Studios.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll just
all right, let's move
videos
on. We've been talking for a while, and we haven't touched on like a big thing that everybody's been waiting for: customization. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
So, What do you? If you guys have something to say about it right away, go ahead. Otherwise,
No, go ahead.
Okay. I noticed the personnel. Let's open up some doors here. Can we do that in Escalation quick?
Yeah.
Whatever we do. And then I noticed the personality section has like a ton of colors for each side, and there are separate ones for Autobot and Decepticon. But I also noticed during the gameplay with different customization, it is hard to tell who's on what team a little bit. And I know that's something that's just a little thing and you'll probably get used to. What are you guys' thoughts on like everybody almost wearing a disguise, especially with like a Decepticon having Optimus's head or something?
That's kind of a big thing for me because like in Counter-Strike, like I've played Counter-Strike only a couple times, but whenever I play that game, it's extremely hard for me to differentiate like my teammates from my enemies, and so I'm hoping that there's gonna be like some special way. I don't know if like maybe your teammates will have like a little green outline around them or something. Like I don't know. I'm just hoping it'll be easy to differentiate because it does get quite annoying when you can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I love the customization. I think it's cool that you can use like Decepticon parts, but we'll see. I guess I just hope that there's a really good way to differentiate. So.
Okay. And I know another big thing between Turtle and I was iconic characters.
Yes.
Yeah. And we heard that we're gonna get those like presets.
Like, do you think it'll be like Dark of the Moon? Like, all it does is like you play as Bumblebee and it's just like his character, just his colors and stuff, or do you think it's gonna be like Optimus will have like a special ability or something like that?
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, that's honestly what I was hoping for. Is if they were in there, I hoped like the reason why you would pick them over making your own is because they would have something exclusive to them, which would give you like incentive to play as them. But like I think it's called like armor sets in the customization. So it doesn't even sound like they're the real characters. It's just like you can buy all the pieces that make up how they look, just to like run around as looking like them. So I don't think it's gonna be the actual characters, which really bums me out. I'm glad the option's in there, but I really wanted something to like I said, like have them be set apart by like having their escalation abilities maybe, and have that like an exclusive thing to them or something. Oh,
yeah,
I'll put up shield.
I was kind of hoping for that too. Like you could just go through and you could pick, like for your Demolisher, you could pick Optimus, and then you can pick whether or not to have a custom class, or you could just play as Optimus.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from on that one. I feel the same way. So.
And the other problem is like the 3 restricted slots. Like I want all the real characters to be able for me to like pick from. I don't want to be restricted to like only 3 slots either.
Yeah.
Like character slots.
Yeah. Like I'm hoping that when you prime, you'll get extra customization areas.
Yeah,
cool.
Maybe that'll. I'm hoping there's more of those. I'm hoping it's not just one time and you're over with.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was very cool that I was looking through it. We saw that body of, I believe it was Swindle. That looked pretty cool for like a different destroyer class.
Yeah.
And we also saw a helicopter, which is very cool.
That's what I wanted
there's
to.
a variety.
That's what I was trying to think of earlier. That's what I was trying to touch on. How do you think playing as Swoop and like the helicopter form and the
Vortex?
Yeah, Vortex and
Vanguard.
the Dinobot, and the Dinobot multiplayer. How do you think that's gonna work out? Because I'm kind of interested.
I think the Dinobots are going to be like another class that they're going to just expand on.
Yeah.
I think Swoop will be a scientist, but I think the other ones like the Dinobots and the Insecticons.
But how do you think it'll be like when you're in your vehicle form, like when you're in your Dino form? How do you think that's gonna work? Because I don't know. I feel like it's not.
I don't know.
Do you think it's gonna be the same as a scientist? Like you can just fly around just as easy, or it'll be a little different?
It's got to be I don't know. They got it to work somehow, and they didn't want it right away because it was just like crazy overpowering. So they got it to work somehow, and I'm curious to see how. I don't know. Do you have an ammo beacon by any chance?
Yeah, I do. Swoop is the pre-order, right?
For the United Kingdom and Europe.
Yeah.
So they get a Dinobot right away, while the United States is forced to wait.
Gonna have to wait for DLC. It looks like.
So I'm hoping. I'm hoping it'll just be I want them to be like special, like you have incentive to play as Dinobot instead of just having the, you know, the glory of playing as a Dinobot. Because
I don't want them to be overpowering though, because I also don't want to feel like Dinobots versus Decepticons every single time.
Yeah, and it's also, it would be an unfair advantage to those of us who can't get Swoop. If Swoop is like a special, super awesome character, then that's just really, it's unfair.
That makes me think he's just going to be the scientist, like, class, because of that they're getting him early.
Like, he's the one I would see that's the easiest to put in, which is why I guess they're offering him up as a pre-order bonus for the beginning, because all you have to do is just let him be a scientist. Like, the pterodactyl, even though he's like technically a pterodactyl, it just has the same properties as a jet, so it wouldn't be that hard to, like, work it in there. But, you know, like, running around as a triceratops, that has some different stuff, so I can see why he's the first one that they're offering.
Different controls.
I know I had like a Zoids game for GameCube, which is, you know, where you run around as giant robot animals, and all the T-Rexes in there kind of like skated around on like hover boots. So I'm wondering if that's what they're gonna do, or if you're gonna like actually run around.
Rank with them?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, because I played as like the T-Rex guy. That was like the final boss in the show, and he would just like skate around with jets.
Nice. Alright, any other final thoughts, I guess, on the customization? Anything that stood out to you, Turtle? You didn't really say. I said a couple things. What stood out to you?
When you're talking about, like, the color thing, that really confused me when he was going through the colors. I didn't like how that was laid out. It looked like there was, like, 500, like, mixed colors. Like, oh, here's a red and a yellow one. Here's, like, a red and a blue one. It's like you had to pick the 2 shades you want on your Transformer, like, together, instead of like custom setting them, I guess. I don't know, that's the way it looked to me. Like you had to pick a color set from what they have, instead of like getting the color wheel where you can like put your cursor wherever to get that shade.
Yeah, I think they did that just because of they needed set for Decepticons and set for Autobots, so that you wouldn't be able to have an exact Autobot replica. Wow, who's the host?
My game just froze.
Uh-oh.
Turtle, you're walking into a wall.
Or what's...
All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. We've been talking for quite a while. I guess we could talk about other stuff in a different time if we want to.
Yeah.
We need that host migration. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
On a roll?
I might be disconnecting. I hope I don't.
Yeah, but I guess that's where we're gonna end this. I don't know. Final thoughts. I mean, despite some hesitations and some worries, I'm really excited for the game. I'm super pumped, and that's what's going to be taking up most of my time when it comes out. So,
yeah, I think it's like we're getting 4 games in one, which is awesome. I don't even know where to start. It's like overwhelming, and also I noticed there was like some weird graphical issues, like with the brightness and everything on the demo. So I'm hoping that's going to be a little better. But if you go back and play the War for Cybertron demo right now, it looks like garbage compared to this actual game.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see a little improvement there, I would hope, because some of those look pretty rough.
Yeah, that's a problem I had too.
So so it's sounds good. I'm excited. Hopefully everything turns out the way we want, and hopefully, I mean, obviously there's going to be some issues at the beginning. There is with every game, but I'm hoping that High Moon Studios won't be so absorbed with their new Deadpool game that they will still focus heavily on Fall of Cybertron and still try to get updates out and patches and things like that, so that I just hope that they support the game a lot.
Yeah. That's what I'm the most curious to see, like with all these new changes and all these new tweaks, like it can make for a totally different game, which could give us an entirely different experience from War for Cybertron, even though like a lot of things are the same. There's just a lot of different changes that might look small, but when you stack them all up together, it could really change the game. So they might have to like do the whole rebalance thing like over again. So yeah, like you said, I hope they stick around and don't just like ditch it like Dark of the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good for me. I guess I'm signing off. See you guys later.
All right. We'll wrap it up. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out Munger's channel and Turtle's channel. Also, Energon TV, where we all post our videos every once in a while. I haven't posted in a while, but I plan on getting a video up there soon. So, yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed.
See ya.
You would throw that in at the end.